Today's setting is about the Berlin Wall falling. Good evening, everyone. Interesting news from East Germany. East German authorities have said that the Berlin Wall doesn't mean anything anymore. The wall that the East Germans put up to keep its people in will now be breached by anyone that wants to leave or come back as long as they have a visa. This is arguably the most important message made in Europe since World War II, and for sure since the wall has gone up in 1961. In this time of people being allowed to leave Germany, about 50,000 people have departed. The changes of the travel restrictions were very sudden and astonishing. The news that the people were able to travel caused shock within society. The Berlin Wall has not only prevented the West from having influence on the East, it has also divided families and limited the freedom of movement outside their country.
The role of independence is shown when the wall gets taken down and the people are once again granted their freedom to move outside of the country. People that have not left the country since the wall has gone up will be surprised by things happening in other countries, therefore a culture shock.
Tonight's segment is Wall Street Crash. My name is Matthew Quinlan, and this is my co-host Connor Veit.
We're doing a segment on the Wall Street crash,
Also known as Black Monday.
a day that doubled the percent of the crash in 1929. The crash wasn't just an American experience.
The stock market fell faster around the world than when my mom saw my grades. The panic started in Tokyo, then headed west to Frankfurt.
Then in London whenever the market continued to drop,
The Dow was currently standing at 1738.41.
and dropped down to 508.32.
After last Friday, panic has heightened ever since items were losing value.
Now trading brokers are also struggling to cope with selling orders.
Reasons for the decline have been floating around for months now. These being
Renewed inflation fears,
decline in dollar,
rising interest rates.
and huge budget and trade drops.
This will affect many people in almost every aspect of the economy.
Although President Reagan is still optimistic, there is still a state of panic amongst the people.
Not only the people in the stock market should be concerned, the people that have payments or mortgages should be concerned as well. This market will affect people's living conditions, businesses will fail, unemployment may rise, and it will reveal independency among the American people.
The people were rebelling not only just rules involving income, but every single person due to the value of the dollar decreasing and rising interest rates becoming apparent, as well as each country having their own personal struggle with this economic despair.
Welcome to the nightly news
With your hosts, Jaya Arthur and
Aaron Hopwood. Have you heard of the new channel MTV?
Hell yeah!
Well, that's what's coming up first on tonight's news. Tonight we're talking about the new television channel MTV and the way its innovation is changing and altering society.
MTV is the hottest 24-hour American cable channel launched and based in New York City.
MTV is advancing the way we view motion pictures, commercials, television, and the music industry.
This exciting new channel is creating diverse content to almost every person's television screen.
MTV is not only creating advanced television, it is starting music careers and giving a platform for up-and-coming artists, as well as people that want to be in the fashion industry.
MTV is drastically changing youth culture by defining popular culture and speaking on behalf of young adults everywhere. MTV is not only impacting up-and-coming artists, but is giving a platform for people to express themselves.
Be careful, parents. MTV could teach kids to rebel and move on easily and become aspiring artists.
Well, that's all for tonight's segment.
The pop culture of the 80s was heavily influenced by MTV as it was transforming and creating trends within television, the music industry, and fashion. People are now evolving and changing their look or persona as a result of pop culture.
Tonight we have been informed that President Ronald Reagan was wounded due to an assassination attempt. This just in, President Reagan was leaving the Hilton Hotel in Washington, D.C. when 7 shots were fired. All right. We know the suspect, John Hinckley Jr., fired a .22 caliber revolver at not only the president but his security team. We now know Reagan was wounded as a result of the bullet ricocheting off the limousine, striking him under the armpit. 3 other people were wounded alongside the president: Press Secretary James Brady, Secret Service agent Timothy McCarthy, and policeman Thomas Delarty. The president was taken to Washington University Hospital in hopes of an easy recovery. That's it for this segment. Pray for your president. With this assassination attempt, we are seeing the presence of strong rebellion and warfare. Rebellion is straightforward due to a person trying to harm the president, therefore fighting the power. These 7 shots fired affected more than just the president, as others were injured, presenting the theme of
Oh, hey there. This segment is about the AIDS outbreak.
The epidemic known as AIDS has entered the United States, and many have been affected so far. About 1 million people. We know cases will double now from 1981 through 1985. The Center for Disease Control in Atlanta has specified the groups most likely affected, but still urges everyone to be aware. Health experts say that transmission can now be transported through a person's blood supply. Religion has played a role, as Christians and Jews have strongly urged their adherents to care for victims with this epidemic disease. Certain religions have been reputed for showing people within their groups. Certain religions have been reported shaming people within their groups. Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.
Religion has impacted this outbreak heavily, as Christians and Jews have strongly urged their adherents to care for victims with this epidemic disease. Certain religions have also been reported shaming people within their groups that have contracted the disease.
Good evening, everyone. Go. Look at Matthew, bro. He's just...
I'm not doing nothing.
The wall?
Wait.
The wall of... Wait, what?
My name is Matthew Clinton, and this is my co-host Connor Vite.
Cut.
My name is Matthew Clinton, and this is... After last Friday, the reasons for the decline have been floating around for
up-and-coming artists, as well as is starting. Well, be careful, parents, because MTV could teach Karens.
Reagan. This just in. President Reagan.
That was good. Next on today. Why do you keep putting the light up? You're on my downfall right now.
AIDS